हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू स्टडी विद आईना। आज की जो वीडियो होने वाली है, इट्स गोइंग टू बी ऑन द टॉपिक 1.5 हाउ न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर रिप्लेनिश्ड इन द सॉइल। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर today's topic. So students, have you seen farmers spreading manure or fertilizers in fields, or gardeners using them in lawns or pots? But you would have seen, but do you know the actual reason why they are added to the soil? You learned that plants absorb mineral nutrients from the soil. So, it is very obvious that if plants are absorbing nutrients from the soil, so the amount of nutrient that are already present in soil, it will it will decline. So fertilizers and manure, they contain plant nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, etc. So here is the reason provided that why actually fertilizers and manures are added. Why? Because they contain plant nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. These nutrients are very much helpful and needed for the proper enrichment and growth of plants, because these nutrients need to be added from time to time to enrich the soil as well as the plant. We can grow plants and keep them healthy if we are able to fulfill the nutrient requirement of plants. Then only plant will remain healthy. Usually crops, they require a lot of nitrogen to make protein, but after they harvest the soil again, it becomes deficient in nitrogen. We had learned in our previous chapters and previous parts of this video that the nitrogen gas, it is available in plenty in the air. Plants, they cannot use it in direct manner. They can use carbon dioxide in direct manner, but they can't use nitrogen in direct manner. So they need nitrogen in a soluble form, a liquid form. And the bacteria, there is a certain bacterium which is called rhizobium. It takes atmospheric nitrogen first of all from the air, from the atmosphere, then it converts into a soluble form, into a liquid form. Then plants, they can access it, but rhizobium, it cannot make its own food. So that's why it is living in the roots of gram, peas, mung, beans, and other legumes, and provides them with nitrogen. Most of the pulses like dals, they are obtained from leguminous plants. In return, the plants, they provide food and shelter to bacteria. So here it is depicted a very good example of symbiotic relationship, which we had learned in our part 4 of this chapter. So yes, it is mentioned here. They thus have a symbiotic relationship. This association is of great significance of farmers for farmers. Why? Because now with the help of this relationship, the plants, they will be able to grow more in easy manner. They do not need to add now more nitrogen fertilizer to the soil in which leguminous plants are grown. So here our chapter has been completed. In this chapter, you learned that most of the plants are autotrophs. Only few plants, they adopt other modes of nutrition like parasitic, saprotrophic. Then they derive nutrition from other organisms. So all animals, they are categorized as heterotrophs since they are dependent on plants and other animals for food. So we can say, yes, we can say that the insectivorous plants, they are partial heterotrophs. So students, today we have completed our chapter number first of science class 7th, that is nutrition in plants, successfully. Now it's your turn to complete the NCERT exercise given below the chapter, and if you face any kind of difficulty in solving this exercise, do let me know in the comment section. I will solve all your queries. Thank you.